Hello, my name is Yoli, and this video is for anybody who has considered taking their own life, or, feels like giving up, mostly towards younger people or older people. Everybody goes through this. No matter what age you are, suffering is not beyond anyone. And sometimes our egos get developed in this way where we think, oh, I'm too good for suffering. I cannot allow myself to feel uncomfortable. So we look for escapes because we're not happy with the way things are. And some people think an escape is suicide. Oh, well, wouldn't that just solve all my problems? If I was dead, to not be able to deal with them. This thinking is not righteous and not holy for a few different reasons. Because we are here living life for a reason. There's a reason why we're living life as a human being. And our purpose is to figure out what that reason is. Everybody might have a different purpose. I'm trying to make this video non-denominational. So I grew up Buddhist, so I have somewhat of an Eastern philosophy as well as a Christian philosophy, because I do believe in something bigger than myself. And I believe that there is ultimately in heaven or an enlightenment of some sort that you may be able to get to if you fulfill your purpose here on earth. If you do not fulfill your purpose here on earth, you are going to feel empty because you're so focused on yourself. That's where all the suffering comes from. All the suffering is said to come from overconsumption with oneself. And all the happiness comes from other people, from helping other people and being around other people. So if you're not surrounding yourself with good people, that can also make you want to commit suicide. But I'm here to tell you today that suicide is definitely not the answer. I've thought about this as a solution so many times and in so many ways that I've come to the highest understanding that that is definitely not the way. Now, a lot of young people, I feel like, are triggered by how other people view them. And I'm here to say, respectfully, what other people think of us is none of our business. And that's actually a relief, because you don't have to worry about what other people think of you. Because what matters more than that is what you think about yourself and what your family thinks of you. That's going to affect you a lot. And even that is not really as significant as we put it up to be. Because as long as you accept you, everybody else will. But if people try to get a reaction out of you and they succeed and they see that you're not comfortable with your own self, they're going to take advantage of that and make you feel worse about yourself. Even if you are a good person, even if you are a fun person. Sometimes people can be very harsh, especially on social media and in high schools nowadays. But all of this, I used to get in fights when I was in high school. And I feel like that's kind of stuff, as hard as it is, and as much as it made me sad when I was younger, it actually helped me build character. I'm not saying go get in a fight, but do protect yourself. And if somebody's bullying you, they need to be held accountable. And if that just makes it worse, then just don't feed into it. Because if somebody's calling you out, for instance, if somebody is making fun of my hair, like, ooh, look at your hair. And I just don't react. And I'm like, I know it's crazy. And I made it like that. That's how I am. And I accept me for me. Then everybody else is going to accept you. But if you show any kind of, oh, is it okay? Then it just feeds into whatever anybody else wants to perceive you as. And you feel like perception becomes reality. I remember when I was in high school, I was very lonely. And as a result of this, I tried to find love in all the wrong places. And I used to sleep with guys for attention because I felt like no one liked me. And then everybody started calling me the H word and called me a hoe or whatever. And I fed into it and I let it bother me. And so people got the best of me and I had to switch high schools because I got in a fight. But all that stuff led me to realize I really don't care what other people think. Because if I spent all my time really concerning myself with how other people think of me, I wouldn't really think very highly of myself. You have to learn how to love yourself in this lifetime. That is one of our main purposes. And if you do not learn how to love yourself, it is said that you will not be allotted into the other side, the other better side, heaven. Some people even think that you could go to hell. I don't claim to know what happens when you die, but I do know that you can't escape your problems. There's no escape. You just have to, the only way to get over something is through sometimes. Sometimes you just have to go through what you have to go through, and you have to go through emotional grief work in order to grow as a person. And that's okay. In our society, we teach, oh, it's not okay to be depressed. It's not okay to have mental health issues. It's okay. You know what? Today, I'm giving you permission. Yes, I'm giving you permission to feel grumpy. I'm giving you permission to feel grouchy. Because see, when somebody allows you to feel upset, then it kind of takes away the mystique of it, and you actually don't want to feel upset anymore. You know, just allow yourself to feel what you need to feel, because when you're depressed, it's your mind's way of telling you, hey, something isn't going right here. We need to fix something. We need to fix our lives. Sometimes it's good to go through suffering, because if you go through suffering, you know what that means? That means there's an end, and that suffering is going to come to an end, in which case you will be happy. And that happiness won't last. Feelings are constantly fleeting. Why kill yourself over one emotion? That's just one emotion. Now, for people who are in chronic pain, like constant agony, constant, can't even sleep, I feel for them and I pray for them constantly, because that's got to be so hard. And I don't claim to know what that's like, but I do know what it's like to go through physical pain and suffering as a result of my bad, destructive behavior, because I chose to be negative, because I chose to make bad decisions and do drugs. I pay a physical consequence for that now, which is very real for me. Anything wrong I've done in my life since I was younger, I've always paid a consequence for. And that's why I made this video. Because if I can help one person not go down the destructive path I went through mentally and physically, what I put myself through, then at least my life was worth living. What goes around definitely comes around, and I've been the cause of my own suffering in a lot of ways, because I chose not to appreciate what God gave me. And even though I was handed somewhat of a crappy deal in a lot of ways, my childhood was somewhat interrupted. I won't get into that right now. I had every excuse to do every drug and do anything I wanted. But you know where that got me? In jail, and almost dead. I've been to jail 17 times. I've almost died 20 times from ODs. So I'm telling you, respectfully, that it will get better. It will get better. Whatever you think you're going through, it's not nearly as bad as it could be if you continue to think negatively, and if you continue to think that suicide or destructive behavior and drugs are the answer, because that will lead you right back to the same place you didn't want to be in the first place. By trying to escape things, you just end up back where you started. I could have so many things. I could have so much more going for me if I would have only chose to do the right things in my life. But it's never too late. Even if you're older and watching this, it's never too late to change. You could change all of your karma today if you wanted to, and decide to be a good person. Anybody can be a good person. I believe in the good of all people. And it doesn't matter what other people think of you, because people are going to judge. Even when you do everything right, people are still going to judge you, because they're going to be jealous of you. And also, I feel like suicide is also the result of not having a spiritual life. It doesn't matter what kind of spiritual life you have, as long as you believe in something that's bigger than yourself and realize that karma is real and that what goes around comes around. Just try to do the next right thing. That's all that matters. As long as you are focused on doing the next right thing, that's all you have to worry about. And you can be successfully happy as well. I'm gonna cut the video short for now, but I am going to continue making videos on this topic. Thank you for listening. I'm Yeli. Have a nice day.